Don't play with it, don't be dishonest. Ay, still not understand.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to be coloring my dog Chanel's hair. Her birthday is just in a few days. She's turning 4 years old this year and I wanted to give her a new look. So if you want to see her go from this to this, then stay tuned. Now I have dyed her hair before using this technique, but never have I gone this bright. I wanted to attempt a unicorn kind of look. Leave a comment below on how you guys think I did. Let me give you a breakdown of what I used. First, McCormick Neon Food Colors and Egg Dye. I got this set with the colors blue, green, and pink, but I only used the blue and pink. If you are going to give this a try, I would recommend performing a patch test on a small area before applying it to a larger area. I also used a blow dryer. You can definitely tell I've used it for previous dye jobs. Any handheld blower will do really. You will also need a cup or bowl for the color. I grabbed 3 cups because to get the unicorn effect I wanted on her tail, I will need 3 colors. Now let's get into it, y'all. You're going to want to get yourself a good pair of latex gloves. Just a heads up, the color will transfer to your hands if you don't. Let's make our puppy feel comfortable first. You don't want to jump right into it. A few rub downs or words of encouragement or comfort are always nice to start the process. This way your puppy feels more relaxed and not so stressed. Here you can see I'm just getting myself set up and letting her sort of sniff around and get used to her surroundings. First, I'm going to put a very small amount of water in each of the cups. I eyeball it really, but I want to say about a 1/4 cup of water in each cup. Letting her sniff around while I set up definitely helps her feel more at ease. For the color pink, I do about 3 squirts. I didn't count how many drops that was, but I know I wanted the color to be very bold. I like these solo cups because they are white inside, and after I give it a little swirl, I can get a good idea what the color will look like. Here's a peek at what it looks like. By the way, how cool is this? The box comes with a color chart on the back that tells you the different color combinations you can make with the 3 colors, ranging from teal to green apple to dusty rose and lilac. And the chart includes color combinations for cake, cake icing, and eggs. So for the blue, I use about the same amount, 3 squirts of food coloring for the blue. For the purple, I use 2 squirts of blue and just a little more than 2 squirts of pink. I'm going to give them a little swirl, and here are the results. That's the blue, and that's the purple. They are looking a little dark on camera, but hopefully you can see the different colors I've created. Now we get to the fun part. I will need to separate some sheets of aluminum, and I like to do this with her watching so she isn't too startled by the noise later when it's time to use them. I cut 3 pieces in total, 1 for each ear and 1 for her tail. So I'm just going to grab the 3 sheets and set the foil aside. Now let's clear our workspace and get started. I'm checking her ears for any kinks, and I realized I didn't grab her comb, so bear with me as I'm going to run off to get one. We need to comb or brush the hair first to make sure puppy doesn't have any kinks or naps in their hair, as it makes it much more difficult to get all the hair colored evenly. Look at her waiting patiently for me. Isn't she the best? Also, make sure you lay down a towel because it will get messy. I find the food dye can be removed from the countertops pretty easily using an all-purpose cleaner with bleach. I personally like using 409. I'm going to be using a regular small tooth comb. Now let's get detangling. Now that I've detangled all the hair, I'm just going to slowly pour some dye on her ear and spread it in between the hair with my fingers. I'll keep adding a little at a time to any uncovered spots. If you have one of those flat and wide hair dye brushes, it will definitely be easier to apply, but as you can see, I do not have one, so this will do. It is a little more time consuming, but you can still get the job done. I run the comb through her hair every now and then to make sure it's spreading evenly and not getting tangled. I'm going to be checking for any spots in between that I could have missed, and I fill those in with some more dye, and I'll comb through again for even coverage. If you're going to attempt this process on your own puppy, try not to tug or pull or squeeze on your puppy's ear. You want to make sure you're being gentle. Once I feel I've gotten enough coverage with the pink, I'm going to dip the ends of her ear right into the purple, and I'll be pulling the cup back slowly, letting the excess drip back into the cup. Then I'm going to re-dip to make sure I get full coverage on the ends. Now we have to wrap the ear in aluminum foil, and this part can be very tricky, especially if you've never done this with your puppy. And that's because the sound of the aluminum can really bother them, so come in slow. You're going to want to fold it up to a small enough size to fit under the ear, but long enough to leave a little room on the ends. I tuck it under her ear and fold it over her ear on both sides, and then sort of roll or fold at the bottom a little to make it like a little pocket. Let's move on to the next ear. First, I'm going to get her comfortable and move the towel over a bit to avoid transferring color from the towel.
Drop the beat.
I'm going to repeat the exact same process on her left ear. First, I'll comb her hair out one more time before starting. Now we pour some dye and spread the color. Remember to comb through to make sure it's spread evenly. Don't forget you will need to continue to look for any spots in between and apply more dye as needed.
Rewind, come again. Drop the beat.
Here, I'm just dipping the ear in the purple color, the same way I did the right ear. Now I'm going to wrap her ear in aluminum foil. You can see the noise from the aluminum foil was bothering her a little. Moving on to her tail. I had to readjust her so I can reach her tail. Make sure you move your towel and cups to avoid color transferring from the towel or any spills. You also want to make sure you continue to comfort your puppy so that they stay calm.
Drop the beat.
To get the effect I'm going for, I start the tail with the lightest color application, in this case, pink. Just like the ears, I spread the dye and look for any spots in between and apply more color dye as needed. I only go about a third way up her tail since I will be adding 2 additional colors. The next color I will use is blue, and only on the second third of her tail. And lastly, I add the purple to the end of her tail.
Drop the beat.
At this point, all the color is mostly applied, but I did go back in with some pink because I missed a spot on the base of her tail. And also, I wanted to blend the colors down from the pink to the blue to the purple. I'm going to check one more time for any spots and continue to blend out the colors. Now I'm going to wrap her tail in foil.
Drop the beat.
After I rinse off any color I have on my gloves, I'm just going to spend some time with her and comfort her a little. She's been such a good girl this whole time. And while we wait for the color to completely set in her hair, I am going to clean up a bit.
Drop the beat.
Usually by this point, I'll be rinsing the excess color off of her hair, but because I want that really bold color, I won't be rinsing her off this time. After about 5 minutes, I set up the hair blower. I usually use medium heat and medium strength for the settings. We will start with the right ear since this was first to get colored. Make sure when drying to always try to point the dryer away from the face and ear canal. After about a minute or so, I towel dried any excess color off, dry for another 2 minutes or so, and then comb the hair. I feel like it helps dry the hair when the strands are separated. Whenever you dry the ear, make sure to cover the entrance to the ear canal. It took me a total of maybe 5 minutes to dry her ear. Moving on to her next ear, we're just going to repeat the process. Towel dry, remove any excess, and proceed with drying. Comb halfway through and continue to dry. She's definitely getting a little restless, but how cute are her results coming out so far? Now the tail. The tail took a little bit longer, maybe like 2 minutes longer to dry, but it really is just the same process. You towel dry, you dry it halfway through, comb it out, and then continue to dry until it's completely dry.
Drop the beat.
Since she behaved so well, I decided to give her a little treat. If you want to give your puppy some peanut butter, make sure to get the Smucker's All Natural. It's the best peanut butter out there. There are no additives, and it's completely safe for your pet.
Don't play with her, don't be dishonest.